Hi, I'm Brian Heidelberger, and in this mini advertising law lesson, you'll find out what politicians and their agencies need to understand about music. Although it's pretty early in the political season, we've already seen one complaint against Donald Trump and Ted Cruz for the use of an REM song at a political rally, and for the use of a Survivor song, Eye of the Tiger, by Mike Huckabee. So, what are these guys not remembering? Well, they're not remembering the lawsuits by Don Henley against the California representative and the lawsuit by Jackson Browne against John McCain for the use of Running on Empty in a political advertisement. What do these lawsuits tell us? Well, what they tell us is just because you're a politician, just because you're using it for politics, doesn't mean it's a fair use and protected by the First Amendment. The two different types of uses that you'll probably think that the politicians are going to make are one, at a political rally, and two, in a campaign advertisement. In terms of a political rally, you probably are going to need a public performance license. Now, that is a license to publicly air and play the song, which you can get from the publishing company who owns that song. Now, you might say, well, but I'm appearing at a hotel or a bar or some other venue that already has an ASCAP or BMI public performance license. Well, wait a minute, because those licenses generally exclude the right to use the song at political campaigns. So those venues probably don't have permission. You're going to have to get that permission separately from the underlying publisher of the song. And think about very carefully, is this a song attached to an artist who doesn't like my politics? Well, if not, that artist may complain publicly and make it embarrassing for you, and they might even claim trademark infringement and right of publicity violations, as did Jackson Browne against John McCain. The other type of uses that politicians often make is use of a song in a political advertisement, either straight up playing the song or parodying it like Chuck DeVore did in the Don Henley song. Well, is that legal? Is that a legal parody and a fair use? Well, you probably are going to want to still get permission there. If you're playing the song, the sound recording, you're going to want permission from the publisher and the record company, two different companies, one to play the publishing, one to play the sound recording. And if you're going to change the words to parody it, well, that publisher is going to think long and hard if it really wants you to change the words. Now, why aren't these things just things that politicians can use? Well, as we saw in the John McCain-Jackson Browne case, the court held on copyright, false association, which is trademark infringement, and right of publicity, that on all three of those, the First Amendment, fair use doesn't necessarily make the usage permitted. They're going to look into each individual usage, and just because it's politics doesn't make it permissible. And as you know, right or not, lawsuits can be expensive and publicly embarrassing, especially if an artist comes out against you. So think twice, politicians and your ad agencies, before using music again in one of your campaign rallies or your advertisements. I hope this was helpful today. Let's be careful out there.